everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is a condition where the thyroid gland do not produce enough thyroid hormones, and it is very common disease nowadays, right? So first let us see what are the risk factors to develop hypothyroidism. First one is gender. Women are at a higher risk to develop hypothyroidism. Second one is autoimmune disease. That is, if a person has any kind of autoimmune disease in the body, then there are chances that he or she can develop autoimmune thyroid disorder. Third one is family history of thyroid disease or family history of any other autoimmune condition. Fourth one is previous thyroid treatment and use of certain medications. Fifth one is thyroid deficiency or thyroid excess. Sixth one is pregnancy and postpartum period. So postpartum period is a time in a woman's life after giving birth to a child, right? Seventh one is certain genetic conditions. Eighth one is pituitary or hypothalamic disorder. Now let us see what are the causes which leads to the development of hypothyroidism. First one is autoimmune cause. So as I have said, it can be associated with any other autoimmune disease in the body. Second one is treatment induced, that is after surgical removal of thyroid gland or radioactive iodine therapy or excess radiation therapy. After all these, there are chances that the person can develop hypothyroidism. Third one is medication induced, that is due to use of certain medications. Fourth one is iodine imbalance. It could be either iodine deficiency or iodine excess in some cases. Fifth one is congenital hypothyroidism, that is inborn error either in the development of thyroid gland or in the production of thyroid hormone. Sixth one is central cause, that is if there is any defect in the pituitary gland or hypothalamus, then it can lead to imbalance in the production of thyroid hormones. Seventh one is postpartum thyroiditis. As I have told that postpartum means after delivery of the child, there can be imbalance in the thyroid hormone levels in the mother's body. And eighth one is lifestyle. Next, coming to the symptoms of hypothyroidism, right? First is general and metabolic symptoms, which includes fatigue, weight gain, cold intolerance, slow metabolism and reduced appetite. Second one is symptoms of skin and hair. So there can be either hair fall, thinning of hair, brittle nails, okay, and very dry, rough, pale skin, also puffy face. Third one is cardiovascular system. Here we can see slowed heart rate or mild hypertension or even increased cholesterol levels. Fourth one is gastrointestinal system. Here you can see reduced appetite, constipation or bloating symptoms. Fifth one is neurological or psychological symptoms, which includes depression, weak memory, poor concentration, slow thinking, paresthesia, which means a kind of numbness and tingling sensation, and also hoarseness. Sixth one is musculoskeletal symptoms, which includes muscle cramps, weakness, joint pain and slowed reflexes. Seventh one is reproductive system, where there can be irregular menses, infertility, decreased libido, or in male there can be erectile dysfunction. Eighth one is respiratory symptoms such as sleep apnea, shallow or slow breathing. Ninth one is hematological, that is usually anemia can be seen. 10th one is other symptoms such as goiter. Goiter is a visible swelling of the thyroid gland which is seen in the neck. Or it can also include puffy hand and feet and slowed speech. Next, coming to the investigation. So the common investigation which is done to detect any thyroid disease is thyroid profile test, which includes testing of the thyroid hormones, that is T3, T4 along with TSH. Next, we can also check the anti-thyroid antibody levels to detect any autoimmune disease. For imaging studies, we can go for USG of the neck, especially the region where the thyroid gland is present. Now let's see what are the complications which can occur if it is not treated properly. First one is cardiovascular system. So in cardiovascular system, it can lead to heart failure, increased risk of coronary artery disease and stroke. Second one is reproductive system. Here it can lead to infertility, preterm birth, low birth weight baby, or increased risk of miscarriage. Third one is neurologic symptom, which includes intellectual disability, especially in children. Fourth one is goiter, that is the enlargement of the thyroid gland, which can compress the respiratory pathway or the gastrointestinal pathway, leading to further problems. Fifth one is muscular weakness, cramps and peculiar sensation in the legs. Sixth one is increased risk of development of other autoimmune diseases in the body. Seventh one, in children, it can lead to delay in growth and development, delayed puberty or poor performance at school. So coming to the main part, prevention. How to prevent the development of hypothyroidism, right? First one is adequate iodine intake should be ensured. Second one is regular checkup should be done in high risk people, that is people who have a family history of thyroid disease or people who are having autoimmune disease or women during pregnancy. Third one is monitor medication, that is, as I told, that certain medication can have the risk of development of thyroid disease. In such cases, you have to keep a regular check on the thyroid levels. Fourth one is post-treatment monitoring. It could be after a thyroid surgery or radioactive iodine therapy. Make sure that you monitor the thyroid levels to detect if there is any imbalance at the early stage itself. Fifth one is maintain a healthy lifestyle. So this is it about hypothyroidism. I hope you got overall idea about hypothyroidism, and if it was useful, then do share it with your friends and family, and do remember to subscribe to my channel and start your journey on being healthy. If you have any doubts or any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.